It's nice to get outside, right? Sometimes you just need that kind of, I would say, fresh air. It's warm and muggy here, unless it's raining, because we're in rainy season now. And every day you can pretty much time it perfectly. Well, the weather app tells you exactly when the rain's going to come, and it is almost to the minute. It's impressive to see. Yesterday it said around 5 o'clock we'd have a storm, and I set a camera up in our apartment, put it on like a time lapse just to see what the storm was like, and it ended up actually becoming a hurricane. Tornado. It was a tornado maybe about 20 minutes from where we were staying. You could see the devastation. There was video footage we saw online. I'll see if I can try and put a bit of it over the top here to share with you, but it was wild. We could see it in the distance, and you know, that's kind of the weather. Well, not a tornado, but rain and storms and all that's kind of what you get back home, so you're kind of used to seeing that at times. It's quite spectacular to watch. And then you come out here, right, and I'll show you what life is like. You come out for a walk for 2 seconds, there's just always a leaf blower or somebody doing a bit of work, you know, getting on with life, clearing up the devastation after the rain. So I videoed it last night, caught this just storm roll in, which is wild. So now you come out and it's muggy and warm, but I'm really enjoying this weather. It's not frustrating, it's not annoying, it's not too hot, it's just a satisfying heat. So what's been happening? Well, today is Thursday the 16th of October, and it was Yvonne's birthday yesterday. Tell you a little bit about that. The day before that was our anniversary, and normally we would do something. Normally we would kind of make a bit of a deal out of it being our anniversary, but on this occasion police have pulled somebody over. I don't know if you can see that. Police are just there pulling somebody over in this car. Normally we would have made a big deal out of an anniversary and birthday for Yvonne, but since leaving the hospital I have felt absolutely knackered. My kidney, when you go to the bathroom, go for a pee, you get this kind of release sensation which feels normal, but then you kind of get this, I read that it's like a bit of a backwash from the stent that goes back into your kidney, and it causes this super sharp pain, like it's like the devil reaching into your soul and just giving your kidney a little squeeze. That's what it feels like. So now that it's the 16th today, we've spent 4 days in the apartment doing pretty much nothing. Lying in bed, consuming a lot of water, trying to get as much liquid in as possible, and just trying to recover. Just trying to actually recover in some way. And so last night we managed to get out, go for a walk, and we went for some dinner, which I'll tell you about in a minute. Tell you where we went to. But every other night we've basically just, every other day, full days, we've just stayed in the apartment watching Netflix. We watched the Monster series with Ed Gein. I'd mentioned before, we finished it, 8 episodes. Started out really good. Yvonne's like a serial killer fan. I think she's in research mode. I'm waiting to get offed. This is video evidence if that ever happens. But Yvonne loves, I think is that a women thing? You just love serial killer shows? So Yvonne's been watching it. I've been watching it. Started off quite good. Charlie Hunnam from Sons of Anarchy. But see, towards the end, it just completely lost the plot. No spoilers for you, but it just completely lost the plot, right? Little thing here about walking about in KL, right? As a 6'1" man, This country is not built for me. I think the average height here must be about 5 foot. You just walk along the street, right, and you see like a bus stop like this, and I don't know if I can give you the impression of this, right? I'm just going to show you this, right? But that's what I'm talking about, right? You take your skull off if you're not paying attention when you walk around here at times. It's not built for, oh man, I'm not Dutch, right? The Dutch are the biggest in Europe. But 6'1", you'll lose your skull if you're not paying attention. So we're watching the Ed Gein series. We finished it, and he gave us a little bit of a taste again for those kind of shows. So we've now gone back to watch Manhunter. We started watching Manhunter, Mindhunter, thanks Bonnie, Mindhunter, not Manhunter. So we started watching it yesterday, a couple of episodes just to kind of give us something to do. In between that, YouTube, me doing my usual kind of learning things, learning video editing and learning little photography techniques and things like that for when I get back out and about. But we had a gentle walk yesterday and I was like sweating, my kidneys in overdrive, trying to process my body's requirements for liquids whilst feeling a bit knackered. See, having the stent in, you feel it in your body. A little bit of plastic, a little bit of foreign plastic in your body. Try not to get killed here crossing the road later, so carry on talking. But a little bit of foreign plastic in your body, and you feel it, and then there's just this sense of dread. Every time I want to go to the bathroom, there's a sense of dread because I know it's going to be uncomfortable to pee, and it is. But it's just getting a little bit easier and a little bit easier every time to deal with, which is encouraging, which has then meant I could get out for a walk yesterday. And now I'm out today to take Yvonne for a coffee because she's probably going absolutely mental with boredom. Right, I'm going to try and cross this road. Yeah, you do just need to walk out. I hope they'll stop at some point, but you do just need to walk out. So if you're interested in the kind of monster series or serial killers, I would recommend the Ed Gein thing, but go into it recognising that it's going to get a bit bonkers towards the end, and it does. It does. Get the traffic here. Just a very quick interjection in this video. I have spent some time building a John Talks About newsletter. Thank you so much to everybody that's signed up so far. If you're interested in hearing just a little bit more context and detail about some of these video topics, I will be sharing in a little bit more information on a weekly newsletter. I will send out the first edition of that next week. If you're interested in signing up, the link is in the description below. And I also just wanted to mention, thank you so much to everybody that watched our wedding anniversary video. You know, when I started this channel, John Talks About, just kind of made that up at the time because I was thinking I'd be talking about redundancy and, you know, jobs and moving countries and everything else. But I wasn't really planning on kind of sharing that stuff. However, kind of felt relevant to just give you a bit of an idea as to who we are and how long we've been together and the kind of journey we've gone on together to get to this point. So I appreciate everybody that watched it, and also to hear from so many different people that were telling me about their stories as well, how long they'd been together, your relationships, etc. All super nice to hear. It was really heartwarming. And so thank you so much everybody that's watched that. And so now today, get out on this walk, getting this coffee, and then I'll tell you a little bit about where we went to last night for dinner, because I think you might like that. It's quite interesting, quite a cool little place. Cheers. Something other than water for a day. Get your face in here, love.
Chocolate.
You keep that bit for later. Pistachio cake. That is very creamy, just enough pistachio in it. Delicious. Coffee, croissant, and a little bit of pistachio cake. A little bit of flavour after the last days. So, just on that health front bit, right? Last little bit of chat on that. We can move on to a different topic. I read a comment from somebody a couple of days ago when I was talking about the whole not feeling well and what it was like peeing in the hospital and all that, and somebody wrote to me and said that they had found it really helpful because their dad has been unwell for about 10 months trying to get some healthcare treatment in the UK, and they were feeling really frustrated about it all, and that just me kind of talking about it had helped giving them a bit of perspective on it. See, beyond everything that we talk about here on the channel, and see, just reading something like that just kind of makes all of this worthwhile. Because I know that when my dad was a bit unwell at times, I was like, what is going on with this guy? Like, is this just this a cry for help? Is this just loneliness manifesting in its way? And all of that was because he was actually keeping a lot of it secret. I didn't know that until he passed away. When I started going through paperwork, documentation at home, he was seeing multiple hospitals about different things. I didn't know any of that. I didn't know it. My sister and brother didn't know any of it, because he did that classic old man, you know, from that generation, which is just don't tell anybody, don't say anything about it. You know, I think back on that and I'm like, God, if I had known a bit more, could I have done something different? These are just the thoughts that you get left with, right? So when that person wrote to me in the comments the other day saying thanks for talking about all of this so openly, it's given me a new perspective on my own dad and how he's going through his health issues. That makes all of this, saying all of this publicly in such a big format like this on YouTube, a million times worth it. A million times worth it. So as embarrassing it is for me to tell you about tubes in private places and going into rooms with like 6 or 7 people all going to see your wee turtle's head, if that all just gives somebody a bit of perspective, then that's worth it. So, out and about for this walk now. We're going to go back to the apartment, have a bit of a rest, and continue on this day. Feels a little, anticlimactic. Seems harsh given that it's been Yvonne's birthday and an anniversary, to just have a bit of a kind of in-between day now, where I'm just telling you run-of-the-mill stuff like getting out for a walk and having a coffee and all that. And that's the reality of it. Traffic here is absolutely wild in certain parts of the city. You got to keep your eyes peeled every way because it's just bikers flying along, cars, horns getting tooted, but you get used to it pretty quickly. You kind of just figure it out as you're navigating around the city. And we're at a pretty busy part of, not too far from where we're staying at our apartment. The KL Tower in the distance there, just poking through the trees. So we didn't do anything for Yvonne's birthday. We were going to try and go out for dinner, but I just wasn't feeling up to it. It definitely has got better over the last couple of days. But we went out last night, went to a restaurant nearby, and it was definitely one of the nicest meals we've eaten so far here. Went for a steak dinner at a place called Pampas, which was actually quite close to Luce, which was the Italian restaurant. I know people will freak out and all of this. Came in Malaysia, you've eaten McDonald's, pizza, and now you've gone for a steak dinner. Yes, it was our 30th anniversary, and we are big fans of especially like a filet mignon or a fillet, as we would say in Scotland, or a fillet. But it was called a tenderloin last night, so we went to this place called Pampas, right? And I'll show you over the top of this what it was like. Steak dinner, so they had a 250 gram or a 330 gram steak tenderloin, and Yvonne and I were like, oh, what should we have? We kind of starved ourselves all day. And just to give you the juxtaposition of all of this, right? See, the previous days to that, when we've been in the apartment, we've either eaten cup noodles, like a pot noodle, like the equivalent of a pot noodle, but with less salt and crap in it, just more like a broth with noodles. Or the other night, Vaughn's birthday night, we ordered like classic, taking us back to our, I don't want to say student days because we weren't students, but you know, that student living when you first get an apartment together, when we used to get a kebab from the Murray Square in East Kilbride. Most people won't know where that is, but a few people will be like, oh, I know the Murray. Kebab King, we would get a kebab. Well, we were like, let's get a kebab. So I can't, what's the name of it? Shawarma? A shawarma. So we got it from a place like called Damascus or something, just down in the town. We used the Grab app, which is a bit like Just Eat or Deliveroo. The Grab app, you can do everything: book your taxis, order, delivery, food, everything, book restaurants, all of that. So we used it. We got it delivered, and mine's was just the meat, beef. It was beef and rice, and Yvonne got the wrap and came with like chips and a Coca-Cola. I'm trying to make sure I'm not consuming too much salt, and I've only had water up until now, where we've gone to light capture and I've had my first coffee in about, I don't know, a week. So Yvonne got the kebab with beef, and I got it shredded in a tub, right? Now you see the whole dinner, the whole meal, delivered, Coca-Cola, chips, kebab, beef, rice, and then some little extras like kind of sauces, etc. It came to 10 quid, £10 total cost, and that was with the tip for the driver. So it was super cheap. That was Yvonne's birthday night. So last night when we went to Pampas for dinner, that was like the opposite. I'll show you the price in a minute, but see the steak, we were like, what will we have? The 250 gram or the 330, I think it was. We ordered the 330. It came with mash and asparagus and a kind of creamy mushroom sauce on the side. Really nice place, nice ambience. We arrived, I had booked the table There was an inside section and an outside section. I think the guy thought we just rocked up, so they were trying to put us in the outside bit. And I'm like, no mate, I've booked a table. I want inside the restaurant. So they were like, oh, have you got a booking? And I'm like, yes, I've got a booking. They checked and then they were like, okay, come inside. That was the look at this, right? Look. Side note, right? You're just out for a walk here. You're starting along the street, and if you're not paying attention, you just disappear down that hole. I don't know if that was because of the rainwater the other day. They've opened up all of these, but if you're not paying attention, like me, Yvonne's leading me along, like watch the hole, you would just be gone. So they take us into the restaurant. It's lovely and cool inside. We skip the starter and we go straight for the steak. And Yvonne has a glass of wine and I had a mocktail, which was delicious. I'm really settling into this, not stressing about the alcohol thing. Not that I was stressing about it, but you know, when you're away, somebody was asking me before, see when you're away and you're wandering around and there's bars and all that, is it hard? Yes. Yeah, it is. It's hard not to be like, let's just go in and get a bevy. But see, once you get into the stride of it, it just becomes second nature. And so I'm not missing it. But it was Yvonne's birthday and anniversary, so I was like, have a glass of wine with a steak. She ordered a glass of wine, I get my mocktail. And then the steak came out, right? Oh, it was incredible. You know when they just nail it? It's cooked perfectly, medium, or as we would say, medium. Medium, and it was delicious. Dinner was fantastic. And then as a dessert, I can never see past the creme brulee. So we had a creme brulee, and Yvonne had a cheesecake. We shared a little bit, of course. We had a half and half between us. The dinner we just got exactly the same so that nobody was jealous of the other person.
Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you.
There you go. The dessert, we went slightly different. And so we shared a little bit of that. And then the owner of the place, he came over to the table and he was like, is everything okay? I love that kind of thing. It's rare that happens. We were like, oh, the steak was amazing. And he was like, oh, thank you so much. And so we enjoyed the steak and the dessert. Little mocktail. Now see on the menu they had like an Irish coffee with Baileys and all that in it. My god, I could have demolished that. That was like a temptation tester. And also, see, in past years I've been such a sucker for like an old fashioned. See, like going to a restaurant, you get a smoked old fashioned, they bring it out with like a jar on top of it. You get all that smell, the aroma of the drink. Oh, that would turn you to drink. I don't miss things like a lager. Ugh. Occasionally when it's hot, a cider, yeah sure, I could be tempted by a cider. I don't miss lager. It's just not worth it. I just end up with this massive belly. I'm like, tell you nothing, right, just slight deviate on this. See, since getting the stent put in, my belly, the inflammation in my stomach has completely disappeared. I was walking around with this big kind of beer belly at times. So uncomfortable, all inflammation from the kidney infection, the kidney stone, and that's just completely gone. I feel good, and I'm telling you what I'm really looking forward to. See, when this stone is lasered out, my brain is completely gone away from the idea of feeling unwell. I can't wait to get back to going to the gym. Can't wait to do that. So, manager of the place is like, oh, dinner good? Yes, amazing. And paid the bill. And when it came off my card, I use a Revolut card here. Midweek, there's no charges to international currency exchange. So weekend you have to be a little bit more cautious because they charge you at the weekend. I have a premium account with Revolut, $14.99 a month. It gets you FX exchange rate differences, higher interest on savings. So I kind of balance all that out with what I think's worth it. Pay with my Revolut card and then it flashes up on the screen how much it was. I think it came to £97. And I just thought, well, that's expensive for here. But it was our anniversary, 30 years. If you're gonna grumble over 100 quid for our 30th anniversary, you're taking life a bit too seriously, I think. So we did all of that. And then we wandered back and sat and watched TV for the rest of the evening, and that was it. And today I've managed this walk, starting to sweat a little bit, getting back to this apartment up here. And now I'm going to go back and have a rest. So thank you to everybody. Been sent some tips and sent some Ko-Fi donations. My old mate from my Hive British Gas days, Dharma, thank you so much, mate, for sending me that. And to other people that have reached out, I'll get all the names in the next video when I'm able to put stuff on the screen and everything else. But for now, thanks everybody for watching. Thank you to my members on the page who sponsor these videos by being part of this monthly channel membership, following, sponsorship. I greatly appreciate it. And probably that's a good little roundup. So dinner done, anniversary done, recovery on the way, getting out and about. Can't wait to just get back to being able to go see things and show you things, instead of kind of feeling like I'm confined to the apartment block because I need the bathroom quite regularly. Pressure in my stomach. But that's probably enough for now. Thanks for watching all of this, and have a look at this. Let's walk up the street here, look. Look at that tower. That is an incredible feat. And talking about incredible feats, look at the short one over my shoulder there, look. See you in the next one.